execute 3 citizens over anti-government protest. Now the news in full. The Accord Party has dismissed speculations about its possible deregistration by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, insisting that it fully meets all constitutional requirements to remain a registered political party in Nigeria. In a statement issued by its National Publicity Secretary, Joseph Omorugbe, the party described calls for its deregistration as baseless and driven by political mischief. It said the rumors were peddled by political opponents due to a matter in court. Citing the 1999 Constitution, Omorugbe noted that a political party can only be deregistered on specific grounds due to failure to win at least one seat in councillorship, state or national assembly elections, or secure a minimum threshold of votes in presidential governorship polls. According to him, the party has met the clear provision of the Constitution, hence it is exempted and excluded from deregistration by the electoral umpire. The All Progressives Congress, APC, has extended the deadline for the sale and submission of expression of interest and nomination forms for aspirants ahead of the 2027 general elections. The party also approved a new timetable for the screening of aspirants. According to the revised schedule, the sale of forms will now end at midnight on Wednesday, 6th May, while submission of completed forms will close at midnight on Thursday, 7th of May. The party said the names of successful screened aspirants will be published on Wednesday, 13th of May. The extension, according to the party, is to allow more aspirants complete the process in line with the party guidelines ahead of the 2027 general polls. Away from Nigeria, a prominent Malian lawyer and opposition figure, Montanga Tall, has reportedly been adopted overnight by unidentified masked men in capital Bamako. Tall is currently serving as defense counsel for several military officers who were recently arrested by the ruling junta. The officers are accused of attempting to destabilize state institutions. His disappearance comes at a time of deepening crisis for Mali's military leadership, following a wave of large-scale attacks on key strategic positions over the weekend, as well as the reported killing of the country's defense minister. The assault are said to have been carried out by Tuareg separatist groups and jihadists linked to Al-Qaeda. Montanga Tall was previously a member of the M5RFP movement, which played a central role in protests that led to the overthrow of former President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. However, he had since distanced himself from the junta and became an outspoken critic. Morocco's King Mohammed VI, Sidi Mohammed bin Hassan Alawi, has appointed his son, Crown Prince Mola El Hassan, to a senior coordinating role within the country's armed forces. The royal court said the 22-year-old prince was named coordinator of the offices and services of the General Staff of the Royal Armed Forces. King Mohammed VI, who serves as Chief of the Military General Staff, made the appointment as part of efforts to strengthen institutional continuity within the armed forces. Crown Prince El Hassan has increasingly taken on official duties in recent years, representing the kingdom at high-level events both at home and abroad. His new role is seen as a significant step in preparing him for future leadership responsibility in the North African nation. You are listening to Vicinity 95.3 FM, transmitting live from Ikejile, Ijesha. Global News will continue shortly.
Sports. In towards Lukaku.
Entertainment. Politics. All on your darling station, Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha.
Thanks for staying tuned for news updates and live streaming. Visit our website at vicinity953fm.com.ng. You can also provide us information via email at vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 070-6108-3107. Now the rest of the news. The government of Iran has executed 3 of its citizens following conviction of their involvement in anti-government protests that rocked the country in December 2025 and January 2026. The protests, which began in December over living costs, have been on the rise since the start of the regional war triggered by U.S.-Israeli attack on February 28, according to Iranian judiciary. Madid Rasali, Mohammad Reza Miriam, Ibrahim Dolatabadi, involved in the January riots in Mashhad and responsible for widespread violence and the death of a member of the security forces, were hanged for inciting and encouraging others to kill. The sentences were carried out after the Supreme Court confirmed the verdict for all three men. Iran's military warned that U.S. forces will be attacked if they enter the Strait of Hormuz, after President Donald Trump said the United States will begin escorting ships through the waterway. Negotiations between the two countries had hit deadlock since a ceasefire in the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran took effect on April 8, with Tehran's stronghold on the strait a main point of contention. The Iranian military Central Command insists any safe passage through Hormuz must be coordinated with its forces under all circumstances. By blocking the Strait of Hormuz, Iran has choked off major flows of oil, gas and fertilizer to the world economy, while the U.S. imposed a counter-blockade on Iranian ports. Trump said U.S. representatives are engaged in the country of Iran and the discussions could lead to something very positive for all. He, however, made no direct mention of a 14-point plan that Tehran said it will put an end to the war. Russian drone and missile strikes in Ukraine have killed 10 people and injured at least 76 over the weekend. Officials in 5 regions around the country reported fatalities as Moscow continued to target Ukrainian cities with regular drone and missile attacks. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said 3 Russian oil tankers, a cruise missile carrier warship, and a patrol boat were struck in separate attacks on 2 Russian ports. There are no details on damage to the ships, but Zelensky said the tankers were part of Russia's shadow fleet used to evade Western sanctions imposed over Moscow's full-scale invasion launched in 2022. Ukraine's Air Force said 269 drones were fired by Russia overnight, but 249 of them were shot down. A bit of sports. World number 1 Jannik Sinner dispatched Alexander Zverev 6-1, 6-1 Sunday to win the Madrid Open for the first time. The Italian claimed the record 5th consecutive Masters 1000 title and stretched his winning streak to 23 matches with a superb display in the Spanish capital. Sinner said he felt he was playing extremely well in contrast to his opponents. Sinner has been in impeccable form and broke world number 3 Zverev's first service game before consolidating for a 3-0 lead. To end global news, another look at the major stories. The Accord Party has dismissed speculations about its possible deregistration by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. We told you that Morocco's King Mohammed VI, Sidi Mohammed bin Al Hassan Alawi, has appointed his son, Crown Prince Moulay El Hassan, to a senior coordinating role within the country's armed forces. Lastly, you heard the government of Iran has executed 3 of its citizens following conviction of their involvement in anti-government protests that rocked the country in December 2025 and January 2026. And just before we go, the last line: opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. That was Global News. It was packaged and edited by Oluwafunke, Israel. Many thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for News Nationwide at 6 o'clock. Good afternoon.